Sure, it's Monday, but it's also National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. And Noshing with Nicole is baking up a batch for the celebration.
Today's not just Monday, it is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I love these national days. I'm just like, just a reason for me to eat something I shouldn't be eating.
And a reason for us to have one of our friends, Nicole, come in. Noshing's with Nicole. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. You know, it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, and it's one of those things that's really people think it can be overdone, but when it's done right, it's really good. It's easy to pack up in your lunchbox to send the kids off to school, just to put in the freezer to have a sweet treat at the last moment. So, you ready to get started?
I am. I'm excited. What's the first steps?
All right, so there are different kinds of chocolate chip cookies, and if y'all want to nibble on these as we go, that is totally cool. But this style is a thinner cookie, and it's a very chewy cookie. One of the components of it is, it's good.
Girl.
Yay.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's brown butter, which gives it a lot of those deep, like toffee flavors. And it also has a higher percent of brown sugar, which brings in that chewiness.
I was not expecting this to be this good.
Ah, you gotta trust me over here.
I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so let's go ahead and get going. So we first start with browning the butter. And most of the time when you brown butter, you want to get into like a golden color. We took this a step further because you really want to bring out those deep notes, which can get bitter. But there's a lot of sugar in a cookie, so it balances that bitterness out. Then you put in a little bit of the brown butter with regular cold butter. And this step is the only tricky step in this recipe because when you're whisking it, the problem is if it's too hot when you add the sugar, you'll start getting a lot of bleed in your cookies. So make sure it cools down to about room temperature. You add in the sugars and you whisk, and it will get into this really glossy, like shiny finish that almost looks like a fudge. So all that's left at that stage is to do a little bit of salt and baking soda. So whenever you measure flour, it's really important to measure it correctly. So what you would do is use, put it with a spoon first, and you kind of dunk it in there, because if you scoop it up with the measuring cup, you can compact the flour, so you get a higher ratio of flour, which changes the flavor and also the whole composition. And then you can just take a knife and smooth it off. Now, you go ahead and dump it in. So I measured out this flour beforehand, so we can put the whole thing in there. But first, you kind of fold it in, and the reason
like
why
caramel, isn't it?
It is. It's kind of like making a candy almost. So you want to fold it in like that. You can add some more of the flour. And the reason why you're folding it and being gentle instead of stirring it is flour has protein in it called gluten. And the gluten creates like the chewiness in bread. But in cookies, while we want a chewy cookie, not that kind of chewy because it would be tough. So this kind of helps prevent the gluten from progressing, which makes it a more tender cookie. So you just make sure all the flour pockets are taken out. And then once you get it well incorporated, we would add chocolate chips. This recipe, I cut back a lot on the chocolate chips because to me, I want...
Oh my gosh, Nicole. I was just going to say that. I appreciate the fact that you didn't overload it with chocolate chips.
Because you want to give the cookie part of it.
Exactly. Because if I want a chocolate cookie, I want a chocolate cookie.
Exactly.
If I want a chocolate chip, I want
She gets it, y'all. She gets it.
So the other trick with when you're choosing chocolate chips, you have basically three kinds. Milk chocolate, which tends to be a really sweet one, semi-sweet, and then a dark chocolate. The dark chocolate can sometimes overpower the other flavors, so I like the semi-sweet. Milk chocolate can just be too sweet.
So what is this considered?
Brown butter chocolate chip.
Brown butter chocolate chip.
Are you talking about what type of chocolate chip?
Both.
Oh, so the type of chocolate chip is semi-sweet.
Got it.
Yeah. And then Tim is over here struggling over here.
We won't have enough time.
We can go ahead and get some milk going. So one of the cool things about like a classic pairing with cookies is milk. And the reason why is milk has a lot of fat and it kind of clears it up.
Yeah. So these cookies are delicious, and you can go onto their website for more information. Make sure you celebrate National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, y'all.